This time, on episode 260 of Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D., we'll be discussing The Punisher, Season 1, Episode 4, Resupply, the weekly Marvel news, and your feedback.
Hi, I'm Nikki from Tyrion's Landing, a podcast member of the Gonna Geek Network, just like the one you're listening to now. The opinions expressed are those of each individual. Check out all the other podcasts at GonnaGeekNetwork.com and get ready, because geekiness begins in 3, 2, 1.
You have been granted clearance by Director Alfonso Mack Mackenzie. Stand by for a S.H.I.E.L.D. debriefing. All information to be discussed here is classified and may only be discussed among agents granted clearance by the S.H.I.E.L.D. Director.
Now it's time for your scheduled debriefing. I'm Director SP.
I'm Agent Haley.
And I'm Agent Lauren.
Welcome to Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. We're a Marvel Comic Universe fan show. The show's recorded on Sunday, October 28th, 2018, live from the Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. studios and broadcast worldwide via www.geeks.live. Come on and join our live chat as we record. Ladies, happy National Chocolate Day.
The best holiday.
Now, is it dark chocolate or milk chocolate that's better?
Yeah, the answer to that is yes. Personally, I like dark chocolate a little bit better, but I will take whatever I can get.
Depends on my mood.
When you're in the grocery store and you're in the gourmet chocolate aisle.
Well, if I'm getting gourmet chocolate, then I'm going to get like dark chocolate with like sea salt or orange or something like that.
Yeah. But if I'm just like, okay, I'm here at the checkout aisle and I want a chocolate, then I'll usually get like
a Snickers,
Almond Joy, or a Kit Kat.
I have a protein bar that tastes exactly like an Almond Joy.
Ooh.
Nice. I haven't had a Kit Kat in a while, and since this is Halloween week, I am looking forward to delving into the candy that I have purchased for the trick-or-treaters, and I got one with little Kit Kats in it, so I will have that craving.
I will not be home the evening of Halloween, so I'm not purchasing candy.
I have purchased $40 worth of candy so far because we have a lot of kids that stop by. We have a lot of kids in the neighborhood, and I will probably stop by and get another bag or two when I go to the grocery store Tuesday night.
I wish we got trick-or-treaters here, but we never do, and it's so disappointing.
Well, you're planning on moving, right?
Eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what you have to look forward to.
Hopefully we will get somewhere with trick-or-treaters, because every year I buy Halloween candy. Every year I eat it alone, which, I mean, fine.
Oh,
I love
horror.
Yeah, the horror. But I like seeing people in costumes.
I dressed up in a costume.
So do I every year. I've only not dressed up in costumes for 1 year, and it was for a really sad reason. And I was going to a funeral. And yeah, Halloween is the best holiday, you guys.
Now, most Halloween parties around here were last night. It was Saturday night. Did you guys have any parties going on this weekend?
My friend was having a party, but I was pretty much immobile, so I didn't go. Instead, I stayed on the couch and watched The Haunting of Hill House, which is fantastic and terrifying.
I did Fear Farm, which is like a bunch of haunted houses together. And it was meh.
But did you dress up?
Yes, I was Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
That's
Nice.
right. Now, did you buy the sexy Ruth Bader Ginsburg costume or just the regular Ruth Bader
It's the
Ginsburg?
exact same costume.
I saw somebody at Gen Con this year who was... Oh, just cut this part out of the show because I'm trying to remember and I'm failing. But I have a picture. Oh, I remember she was RPG RBG. So she was Ruth Bader Ginsburg, but she also had like a dice bag and the D&D player's handbook.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to the show. Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a fan-based podcast on the ABC television show Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is now in the 23rd hiatus week following the season 5 finale. the multiple Marvel Netflix series, and the Marvel cinematic and comic book universes in general.
Because of bringing a grenade to a gunfight.
If you'd like to talk to us about what weapon you would choose to bring to a gunfight, you can visit our website, legendsofshield.com, where you'll find all of our contact information.
If you'd like to talk to us about the intelligence of bringing a grenade pretty much anywhere, you can contact us at our website, legendsofshield.com. Wait.
Somebody messed up the script.
Yeah. You can contact us at our voicemail, 844-the-bus-1. That's 844-843-2871.
You can also find us on Facebook. Our page is Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. Podcast.
You can find us on Twitter at Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D.
You can find all of our videos on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/GonnaGeek.
This is so hard. You can tell your Amazon device to enable Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. skill.
And remember, I am Ron Burgundy. Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a proud member of the GonnaGeek.com network.
Oh, God.
Consultant Michelle is absent this week. She is on special assignment. She really, really wanted to be here tonight, but she just couldn't. Stuff happens all the time. The consulting business
she's the
calls.
Responsible adult that handles the script and makes sure we don't sound like idiots. And somebody else had to do it and was not as good at it.
Michelle, we miss you.
We do indeed. She will be back next week. She's just gone for this week for a specific reason, and she should be back next week. All right, ladies, let's get into The Punisher. Now, we're talking about The Punisher episode 4 called Resupply. And as a reminder, all 13 episodes aired on Netflix on November 17th, 2017, which is still less than a year ago. We're doing pretty good. Season 2 is set to air in 2019. It is still 2018, so I think we're still doing good. Haley, who directed this episode?
This episode was directed by Kari Skogland. She has 55 directing credits starting in 1994. Those credits include a single episode of La Femme Nikita, Riverworld, the TV movie, an episode of Boardwalk, an episode of The Killing, 2 episodes of Under the Dome, 1 episode of Longmire, 1 of Copper, 1 episode of Once Upon a Time in Wonderland, 2 episodes of Vikings, 3 of Sons of Liberty, 2 of Fear the Walking Dead, 1 of House of Cards, 1 of The Americans, 2 of The Walking Dead, 5 of The Handmaid's Tale, and this episode of The Punisher.
Lauren, who wrote this episode?
This episode was written by Dario Scardapane. I hope I pronounced that right. Who has 10 writing credits starting in 1993, including 1 of Dominion, 6 of The Bridge, 1 of State of Affairs, 2 of The Punisher, and, by the way, is a co-executive producer of the show.
And as a reminder, The Punisher is based on the Marvel comic character created by Jerry Conway, John Romita Sr., and Romita Sr., and Ross Andru. Haley, Resupply is the title of the episode. We often relate the title of the episode to the theme of the episode. So explain to us, what is with the title?
This one's pretty straightforward. Frank needs guns, so they're going to try to get guns and resupply their supply of guns. But also, Anvil needs a new supply of soldiers. So our soldier, who clearly is struggling with some post-traumatic stress syndrome, signs up to join Anvil and get sent back over to Afghanistan, I believe. And he clearly shouldn't be doing that, which we'll discuss later. But that's also a resupply thing that's happening in this episode.
It is, and Frank mentions that all he cares about is resupply, and he is really intent on getting his guns. Definitely. Actually, I wanted to talk a little bit about this. Now, Frank is all about the good guys winning, and usually I would think Frank would be okay with the cops or Department of Homeland Security actually getting the shipment, but he decides he needs the guns more than they do. I'm a little conflicted on this. Why would Frank intervene in a gun shipment that was clearly being intercepted?
Because he needs the guns.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this. First of all, he needs guns. And secondly, I feel like he was betrayed by the system. Therefore, he doesn't trust the system. So while he's not going to actively go out of his way to hurt people in the system, he's also going to trust himself more than them.
And this in particular is Wolf's old team. So he doesn't know who on that team is on the up and up and who's on the take.
I didn't think about that. That's a good.
Yeah.
I'll go with that one because he has no idea. Yeah, Wolf was dirty. Exactly. Okay. Haley for the win. Along the way, though, we have some interesting interactions between Frank and anybody he comes into contact with, including when he goes to get the sweet car that he uses in later, which we'll talk about the car chase later. But as Lauren mentioned in the intro of this show, Frank brings a grenade to a gunfight because he doesn't have any guns. All he does is have a grenade, which I think he knew was a dud, but...
Well, I don't know. It goes, but the guy in the chair that the people... Okay, so they're stealing from bad people. We can all agree on that. They killed a guy. They tortured a guy to death. And they were about to torture another guy, presumably also to death. The guy they were about to torture peed himself. The grenade rolled into the puddle of pee, flared up, and then sputtered out in the puddle of pee. I don't think it was a dud.
You think the pee...
I think the pee put it out.
I don't know if grenades are supposed to work that way.
I don't know if grenades work like that, but for the purpose of the TV show, I think what we're supposed to take away from that is that it wasn't a grenade, and the guy and everyone else in the room just got really lucky from a puddle of pee. I think that's what that visual language was supposed to say.
Haley, you're kind of the explosives expert in this podcast. Do you concur with that analysis?
I don't think it was an actual grenade. Maybe it was like a smoke grenade or something that didn't go off because of the pee. That might be believable. But I think it was supposed to show that this dude was scared.
Okay. I'm thinking grenades are pretty much waterproof, at least from rain and pee and stuff like that. So
yeah.
Okay. I'll go with what Lauren said for the purposes of plot.
Again, there's so much that these shows get wrong about biology and physics and stuff like that. So I think I know what they were trying to go for in the visual language of the show. But I don't think it works like that.
No, and I would imagine that somebody doing a Punisher show, like the showrunners and the special effects people, would know that the Punisher would know weapons. So I don't... Listener, if you have another idea that we're not actually grasping at the moment, Michelle, if you happen to be listening to this later and you have an idea, please let us know because...
Oh, agreed. But, okay, so I, for another project, was looking up things on costumers for, like, historical costumers for people who do historical movies. And these are people who know what they're doing. These are, for the most part, people who do a lot of research and have lots of books and things. And then you look at something like Braveheart, where they are wearing entirely the wrong period-appropriate costumes. And these are people who know their business. So why would they do that? And the estimation that people give is that, well, the director, the star, whoever can go over your head and be like, well, I want it this way. So maybe it could be something in that sort of situation where somebody goes up to the fight team, the special effects team, whatever, says, no, we want it to be this way because we want it to say a thing. And they kind of have no choice but to be like, okay, you pay my checks, but I have my reservations, but you pay my checks. But then again, who knows? It could be a dud. It could be some other kind of grenade. It could, I don't know. It could be, it was just the shell and it had like fireworks inside. I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking he tapped into it and like got all the explosives out, like the gunpowder out or whatever's in the inside of grenades. I actually am not up to date on what's inside grenades these days. And maybe he knew it was going to be, that's what I thought, because Frank doesn't usually misdeal weapons, although it happens, I guess. So maybe just got lucky.
Because again, Frank, not stable, but a decent guy.
Yeah. Yeah, like he knew he wasn't going to kill. Like, if he was going in the middle, that's a good question. Did he know that those guys were being tortured? I don't think he knew when he was preparing to go get the cars. I don't think he knew that those guys were being tortured to death.
I think it was secondary.
But then again, he also didn't let him go, so I don't think they were probably good guys either. So I'm not sure if Frank really cared what happened to him, because again, he didn't let the guy go.
Yeah, good people don't typically have a lot of legitimate business dealings with arms dealers and such.
Well, also, you're talking about cars, which might explode, at least on TV, if you rupture a gas tank or something like that, like a grenade goes off underneath a car.
Cars explode on TV if you look at them funny.
Yeah, they do. So maybe he was preparing against that. I don't know. Let's move on from this and let's talk about Micro, because Micro's actually getting his hands dirty and he's there in the car theft. He's getting a van and Frank's getting a car. And later on, he is involved in the theft of the guns because it's a two-man job, or so Frank says. And how do you guys, do you think that Micro's up for
There's
this?
a reason he should be the guy in the chair.
Yeah, he is not suited for this. He's very smart. He's very good at what he does. And he definitely does not have the stomach for this.
No, he doesn't, but we'll talk later about his actions. I mean, at least in the car theft here, he is possibly going to give some of his DNA evidence, and Frank tells him not to.
The whole time, Frank's like, no, you don't puke, you don't puke. I'm there sitting on the couch and like, swallow it.
Yeah. All right. So then they go and actually get the guns because Micro hacks into the DHS's plans on this whole heist thing.
First, can we talk about their first attempt to get guns with Turk?
Yeah,
Turk always coming back.
Yeah, he's like the other Claire.
I would like to see Turk in a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Just like some big criminal that gets knocked unconscious in like an opening fight scene in one of the movies.
How many times has Turk been knocked unconscious in the Marvel series so far?
Oh, that guy has to have brain damage. I feel so bad for him.
Do you think he has brain damage just because he's a street arms dealer?
No, I think he has brain damage because he keeps getting head injuries. He keeps getting head injuries that knock him unconscious. That's super bad for you.
On this podcast about how bad it is for you to be knocked unconscious.
Yeah, no. And if I'm of the age where you can no longer like recover quickly from that, he is definitely of the age where you can no longer recover quickly from that. PSA, I had a concussion that resulted in post-concussion syndrome, and it's now incredibly bad for me to get a head injury where I get knocked unconscious. So he is definitely in bad shape.
He is, especially after all of the times he's been knocked unconscious. Listener, if you actually have been keeping tabs on how many times Turk has been knocked unconscious, let us know, because we can then keep a running tally.
I feel like this has to be at least 3 or 4. But yeah, so all Frank is able to get from him is a nice pink gun that was meant for a gangster's daughter's birthday.
I like that he still took it. Like, this isn't what he came here for, but he's still going to take it.
Oh yeah, no, he needs weapons, even if it's
a single pink gun with no ammo.
You can get those at any sporting goods store, so I'm scratching my head over why this was handled on the street.
No serial number?
Or scratched off or something. Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's a 22 Ruger rifle, I think.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I've seen that thing at Walmart before.
I'm pretty sure. But I guess if you go through an arms dealer, you don't have to deal with the paper trail and...
So your daughter can commit felony murder with that and not get caught if she needs to. Like, that's an important thing to keep in mind when you're buying somebody a gun as a gift.
We are not giving advice. This is all pure speculation. Do not take arms advice from a podcast.
No, well, don't be doing that stuff to begin with.
Yeah, don't go buy guns on the street, guys.
Don't.
Or buy guns at all.
Here's how ridiculous it is for the Punisher to have a 22 long rifle. So first of all, it's impossible to wield around. I mean, okay, he's adept at wielding weapons and long range weapons and stuff like that, but it's a 22.
Yeah, I've shot a 22 before. I'm apparently a very good shot with one. It has like so little penetrating power.
Yeah, and that was another thing I was going to mention is
it's like you can shoot squirrels with that.
You can kill somebody with a 22, but you have to be aiming in the right spot for that to happen.
Remember when he shot somebody in Mexico from El Paso?
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I'm just saying he's a pretty good shot.
Yeah.
True. He's a pretty good shot. And it's pink. So all those things combined is this is the most ridiculous weapon. You have a
very visible weapon with no penetrating power. It's going to be very difficult.
Takes it and you know that's coming back.
He's going to use it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Chekhov's bright pink 22. He's going to use it.
Yeah. So that whole thing happens. He fails to get the guns, and then Micro has to find the guns, and they find out that DHS is actually pulling off a heist, or they're arresting the people that are trying
the shipment that I guess presumably Turk was going to be working with, because he mentioned the Greeks, and then they mentioned the Greeks.
Well, the Greeks were the ones selling the guns, I believe. They thought Turk was the one that was going to receive them, but he's not. It's a different buyer.
Mm-hmm.
So is Turk now a informant?
He always ends up informing. I can't believe he still has contacts in the underground world.
Just get burned.
Yeah, this guy is like the leaky sieve of the underworld.
So this was interesting in the actual gun heist with Micro and Frank, is they jam their communications by playing really loud music.
They play Donna Summer. It's amazing.
I'm thinking to myself, DHS needs a little bit more secure communications, because for them all to be on the same channel and no backup communication. I mean, they all have cell phones, so start calling each other.
She did. She called Sam.
It took her long enough.
Well, because she was trying to fix their communications, but she called him. I mean, it was within like 2 minutes.
All right. And it was still within time that they had, and she had no idea that the feed was being looped either. So, okay.
Yeah. The minute they start playing I Feel Love, I started just laughing.
And that's why Micro had to steal the van, was because they needed to actually create that loop. Because we don't see the van that they took again. Right?
The van? Oh, the truck.
Yeah, that Micro took from the car theft. Micro took the van.
Oh.
And Frank took the car. So they used the van to do the loop so that they could fool the DHS.
Okay. I missed the part that they stole a truck as well.
Well, that was the whole reason Micro was there, was to drive the van out. He wasn't there to steal it. I mean, he wasn't there to fight anybody. He was just there to drive.
Gotcha.
But then I got to talk about this, guys, because this is awesome for a guy. I mean, I was on the elliptical. I saw this starting to happen, and I was like, "Oh, heck yes, this is awesome." I
thought to myself, the Fast and the Furious part of the episode.
That, or I mean, it's the whole Bullet car chase, because it was actually a classic Bullet car, the Mustang, and then you had the new Mustang, so you had Mustang
always
versus
by
Mustang.
American.
Yeah, going after each other, and it was just awesome. I was like, yeah, it was a guy moment for me, at least. I really enjoyed it, because you don't really think of Frank as a skilled race car driver or chase driver. I mean, he's a skilled everything else, but as far as driver, you don't think of Frank as a driver, and I think he did pretty good.
Where did he learn to do that, do you think?
I'd like to think that 17-year-old Frank was street racing.
Good point.
So there is that, and also I feel obligated to point out that if you're doing convoys out in Afghanistan and in Iraq, you did learn defensive and offensive driving stuff for that. Anybody that's been out there and has been a driver, you learn that stuff when you go out there. Also, if he happened to be in like the diplomatic corps at any one time, they learn that same sort of stuff too with regular cars. So I don't know what's Frank's background, but it could have been 17-year-old Frank. It could have been Frank in the service. I don't know. But so he did that, and Dinah did pretty good too. That was pretty cool. She was like, I'm on it. And unfortunately, nobody else was following her. I don't understand why the rest of her team didn't go after her. I don't know.
Because the plot demanded
Yeah,
that it
pretty
was
much.
a one-on-one.
When did Frank pick up the flamethrower?
I don't know. Just suddenly there was a flamethrower.
I mean, he's looking for weapons, and all of a sudden he
Maybe
has
when they
one.
stole the cars, there was a flamethrower there.
Okay, maybe.
Because plot. Did you not read the script?
Actually, no, I did not. We should start reading they have to be available now. Okay.
Yeah, there's like some sites where you can find the scripts.
So the car chase was good. I was unexpectedly happy to see the car chase. Once again, I have not seen any of this series yet. This is my first watch through, and I believe it's the first watch through for Lauren, Michelle, and Haley. So
Yes.
none of us know what's going to happen. And at this point, I don't think any of us have really been spoiled because we haven't been looking for it, and it's been almost been out a year. So it's not like out there in social media right now. So anyway, it was a pleasant surprise. I was grateful to see it. And there you go. All right. Let's move on into Frank having to help out Sarah Lieberman in order to get his guns. What did Micro think was going to happen with that interaction?
He was so jealous.
Well, and Frank was doing it on purpose. It's like, you're going to hold my mission hostage? Okay, I'm going to hit on your wife.
Micro sends Frank, go take care of my wife. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to take care of your wife.
I'll take care of your wife, all right.
Exactly.
I'm here to fix the plumbing.
Leo does a great job, though. I mean, hats off to her. With YouTube, by the way, nowadays, you can fix just about anything.
Yeah, I've fixed a Keurig and a toilet with YouTube.
I fixed my garbage disposal twice with YouTube. It's great.
Thanks, YouTube.
Rebuilding an engine with YouTube, but that's like more complicated, so takes a little while.
Gotta watch the videos more than once.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like step by step, so it's not like all in one. You don't get one 20-minute video. It's like 100 20-minute videos in order to do that. And I thought that was interesting. They maintain communication, and Frank was like, if you need somebody, I'm available. So this interaction is going to continue. I was wondering at the beginning of the season when we went through the casting list and we went through all of the Liebermans. I'm like, why are we talking about? Because I didn't think Micro's family was going to be a part of it. It's obviously, they're going to be in most of the, if not all of the episodes. So we're going to see more of this interaction as things go on. Let's talk about acting special agent in charge, Dinah Madani, because I think she's doing pretty good. I think she would have handled the heist, the arrests, if Frank had not gotten involved. And I think she's been keeping her head down as she's been told by Raffi. And I think now, though, we're going to see a different face from Badati.
Well, yeah, because she's going to be the one saying Frank Castle is still alive. He's the one that did this. And people are going to be saying, nah, he's dead.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's going to seem, she's going to seem like she's telling weird stories.
Do you think she's going to admit that it's Frank?
If she's smart, no. Because, a dead guy.
It might be one of those things where she and Sam start looking into it on their own.
Yeah.
Sam, by the way, is an awesome, I don't want to call him a sidekick, but I'll just call him a sidekick because he's just a character to watch throughout this whole thing. So I'm glad that there's a Sam Stein to watch in this. It's entertaining.
Yeah, he seems like a good dude, and I really hope that he's not like a dirty cop or something.
But he probably is, because we can't have two good cops partnered together.
Can we?
I don't think it's happened yet in these series.
I guess
Like,
not.
one of the cops always has to be dirty.
I mean, there's Lethal Weapon, buddy cop stuff.
That's not part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, dude.
How do you know that Lethal Weapon is not a Marvel comic universe thing?
Okay.
You don't know either way.
Don't know.
So let's talk about something that's kind of a serious thing, and I'm glad it was brought up in this series, but I really cringe as to what's going on. Poor Lewis, because Lewis seriously needs some help, and he wants nothing of it.
Yeah, it's that thing where people need to admit that they need help before, like, you can only push people towards help so much without them also admitting, hey, I need help, and wanting it. Whether it's PTSD or any other mental issue or an addiction issue, a physical issue, whatever it is, there has to be that agreement with the person that, hey, I need help and need to actively be working with somebody to take this treatment, to be working towards this goal. And he really doesn't see himself, despite everything that we've seen so far, as somebody who needs help.
The dude shoveled and dug a foxhole in his backyard. I'm assuming it's his parents' backyard, in his backyard, and he's living in it.
Yeah. The guy is in denial. He's in very deep denial. And it's, again, getting a bit real world here. We are a culture that very deeply stigmatizes mental health issues. And we stigmatize it especially so in men. And as far as I've heard from friends that I've heard who serve in the military, there's an attempt to destigmatize it there, but it's still like, if there's something wrong with, quote unquote, wrong with you, then there is something wrong with you. And that's not how it is. All it is some people have a harder time processing issues than others, just like some people have a harder time processing insulin than others. That's literally all it is. It's some people's brain chemistry works differently. And by treating mental health as a moral failing, we are also very deeply failing a lot of very vulnerable people. And I hope, I don't know what we're going to see from Lewis, but the guy who's playing him, I mean, physically, he looks like a friend of mine who is still in the military, and already the actor's doing a fantastic job of playing him with a lot of empathy. And it's breaking my heart every time he's on screen.
Yeah, right. Because even when he goes through the Anvil process at the beginning and he's helping out people and everything, he's a good guy, but he is a very, very flawed character right now. And for him to go back into that wet work, let's face it, this is a CIA hit team that they're getting together. And for him to go back into that, he would break at some point in time when he's over there. And Curtis warns against it. I don't want this guy. I mean, I like this guy, but I don't want him watching my back because bad things are going to happen. So Curtis, for his part, speaks up. He's like, yes, I've seen this. Something needs to be done. And you had Billy say, yeah, you're right. And regardless of where the character Billy Russo is going to go, I think he did the right thing here. He checked up on the guy. He found out that the guy wasn't cut for this sort of stuff, at least not right now in his headspace. and he couldn't be a part of Anvil. And it's tough, but I think that those were all the right moves.
No, it was. The thing is, it's absolutely the right choice. And I think it was presented as absolutely the right choice. But it's also really heartbreaking because this guy, he gets his hopes up and he's doing so well. Like, you see him just kind of fitting in there. You go back a couple episodes to where Frank and Micro are talking about torture, and it's, the absence of routine. That's what breaks you. And this kid, he had a routine, and the routine was what was keeping him functioning. And now he has the absence of that routine, and he's not doing well without the routine that had kept him propped up. And he was just trying to go back to somewhere where he would have that structure again. And they're denying it to him in his mind.
Yeah. We haven't seen the last of him, obviously. That this is a storyline that they're going to take through for a lot of, I believe, good reasons. They're showing us that this stuff really does happen and what can happen and what is available to help people as well along the way. I think that's good, at least for now. And I think it's only going to end, as far as the story goes here in The Punisher, I think it's only going to end badly. But hopefully, maybe, I don't know, maybe Frank comes in and saves the day. We'll see. Or Curtis, or even Billy.
I'm hoping there's a happy ending here, and realistically, I don't think so, knowing the tone of the show.
Yeah. Well, we're all anxious to see what's going to happen. Matter of fact, Haley, any predictions that you want to throw down right now on what's going to happen in the next episode or 3?
I think we're going to start to see the beginning of Dinah's investigation into Frank Castle. And I'm betting that's going to be a storyline that develops throughout the season. And Frank is finally going to have some guns, so I think we're going to see him being the Punisher.
Right. It's been a while. He was the Punisher in episode 1, but kind of slipped under the radar for a few months. Lauren, any predictions?
Madani is going to hunt down Frank, and eventually they're going to work together. And I don't know, just a funny one, just to try to lighten up the mood. Micro's wife is going to hit on Pete, and it's going to be real awkward for everyone.
Yeah, in full view of the cameras too, I'll bet. Well, he's coming back to fix the headlight on the car, which, by the way, I've done that before, and on a minivan, it's a little bit difficult to do. So,
do you think he's going to bring a pizza with him?
Probably. We didn't get Karen Page in this episode. I don't know how many episodes she's in, and we didn't get Claire either. And I don't know if she's in the series or not, but looking forward to seeing both of those if they'd pop up again.
I will say, for Claire, Frank does not seem like the type of person that she would be as willing to help.
No, but if he gets banged up or somebody he's working with gets banged up.
No, I think Frank would stitch himself up.
Yeah, he is definitely the type.
What if Micro got seriously hurt, though?
Frank would stitch him up.
I think Frank would get Karen and Karen would get Claire, but I don't know. We'll see. For those of you that have seen the series and are yelling into your podcast earbuds, whatever, we're sorry. We're just speculating right now. All right. Next week, though, we're going to see the next episode of The Punisher, episode 5, called Gunner. We're looking forward to that. In the meantime, Lauren, if people want to listen to other great geeky content, what would you recommend to them?
Well, you can try out On the Bubble podcast. The most recent episode, Friday Night Lights, is episode 29. From early Facebook and light bulbs to eye drops and plastic footballs, the Friday Night Lights fan campaign is one of the more respected renewal campaigns of the 2000s. In this episode, we take a look at the historic fan campaign for NBC drama Friday Night Lights. Again, that's On the Bubble podcast, episode 29.
news this week. We're going to start off with a little bit of Netflix news. Finn Jones has kind of confirmed that Luke Cage and Iron Fist were canceled for Heroes for Hire.
This comes from Screen Rant, the article that we're linking, and also from Finn Jones's Twitter account. So we know that Iron Fist and Luke Cage were canceled. We had feelings about those. And shortly after Netflix canceled Luke Cage, Finn Jones, who plays Iron Fist, who plays Danny Rand, posted an image on Instagram from a fight scene in Luke Cage Season 2 and captioned it with 2 fists and a heart in between them. It's clearly a response to the news that Luke Cage was canceled, and it could mean that Jones is showing solidarity, but it has sparked speculation that they could reunite in a Heroes for Hire spin-off series. I can't remember, did we talk about that in response to things that their cancellation could mean?
We did. We talked about their comic book duo that they've been having, or they did have. And we talked about Heroes for Hire, but nothing serious. I mean, I don't know if Disney would have to green light this or not. We talked about that at length about the cancellation process, but I don't think Disney is interested in investing any new series for Netflix at the moment.
Yep, I guess all we can do is wait and see.
Yep. Next up is some news about Daredevil, and Daredevil's bullseye was very nearly Captain America.
Yeah, not as in Captain America was almost the bad guy in Season 3 of Daredevil, but Wilson Bethel, the guy who plays who plays Bullseye in Season 3 of Daredevil, was almost Captain America. He said, that was probably the single most exciting time of my life, and also the single most devastating when it didn't happen. He said, they put me in the cap suit and did everything. So I screen tested it at Marvel with a couple of other guys. They ended up releasing all the other guys. I was meeting with Joe Johnston to discuss the role and see storyboards. And then I think it was like 1 or 2 days later that they made the announcement that Chris Evans got the part. So he was pretty far along in like the final roundup of guys.
Huh. That would have been interesting. And maybe he'd still be in the universe now if he got it.
Maybe. But speaking of the Marvel movies, we've got a little bit of news about those as well. Catherine Langford is joining the cast of Avengers 4 in a secret role.
Okay. So I hear Catherine Langford and I think Stargate, but this is not that Catherine Langford.
Oh.
This is one of the stars of 13 Reasons Why, which I have not seen. And her role is being kept under wraps, and actually Marvel has even denied that she's been cast. I did see one thing on Twitter that made me laugh. That if she's been cast as Lady Death, then that's in really poor taste. Because I think her character is the one whose suicide starts off the main plot of 13 Reasons Why.
Yeah, Hannah Baker. Haley, what is your speculation on who she could play in Avengers 4? And right now it's untitled. We're just calling it Avengers 4, right. But what do you think?
I have no idea. Not even a little bit.
Wow, to stump the great Haley. That doesn't happen often.
Well, because I don't know at this point exactly what they're going to do with Avengers 4. Like, I kind of think what they might do is half, 2/3 of the movie is like the post-apocalyptic, post-snap world. So we'll see a bunch of lower tier superheroes trying to maintain order in that world. But maybe they'll do something completely different. Who knows?
Now, you've got me thinking. Now that the Disney Fox merger is in process, it hasn't been completed yet. They could bring in a mutant into.
Yes.
Wow. So she could play a mutant. If she was going to play a mutant, and we're not saying she is, but if she was going to play a mutant, Lauren, who do you think she would do? Kitty Pryde?
She does have the look. I don't know. I did see somebody say, "Oh, she's going to play Squirrel Girl, come and beat up Thanos," which I think would be great. But
I thought we had already fan cast Anna Kendrick as Squirrel Girl.
Anna Kendrick, I know, really wants to play Squirrel Girl. And we know that Squirrel Girl could and has beat Thanos. This is canon. Look it up. By the way, in the animated shows that have been airing recently, the Marvel Rising stuff, Squirrel Girl is adorable.
Well, if she was Squirrel Girl, that would be interesting. And fit. I mean, you have Thanos, and I don't think Thanos is going to be around after Avengers 4, so might as well take it on now, right?
All right, so Avengers 4, Kevin Feige has been providing some updates on that one, as well as Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
So, reporter Eric Weber was at a Black Panther event in LA a couple nights ago and spoke to Kevin Feige. According to Weber's Twitter, Kevin Feige told him that fans should expect a trailer for Avengers 4 by the end of the year, which we assume would reveal the movie's title, and that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is currently on hold, which, I mean, given everything involving James Gunn and some of the casts saying that they wouldn't be involved unless James Gunn was involved, I mean, that's kind of to be expected. And also, he was asked about Namor the Submariner. Feige said that the character could make an appearance, but the studio hasn't decided whether that's something it wants to do yet. Give us shirtless hot Namor, you cowards.
So, fan casting again. Who should play it? What's his name that was Gaston?
Luke Evans?
Yes.
Oh my God, that is really good. Yeah. Him or Lee Pace. Lee Pace could also be really good, and he has those thick eyebrows that you could just kind of...
Wasn't he already in a Marvel movie, though? Like
Lee Pace? Oh, yeah, no, he was Ronan.
They painted him blue, but...
Yeah, he was Ronan, never mind. Luke Evans, then.
There's always The Rock.
Too buff. You need somebody who's kind of lithe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Also, the tattoos don't really go with what Namor's look usually is.
Well, you could... I mean, there's body paint for that.
But... Yeah, that'd be a lot, though. And also, people would be like, where are The Rock's tattoos?
You want somebody lithe. Oh, Louis Tan.
As far as the James Gunn Guardians of the Galaxy 3 part of this, James Gunn has gone on and signed with Warner Brothers for DC, at least for a movie. I don't see him coming back. I think this is permanent, that he's not coming back.
No, once you get a better gig after you get fired from a job, you don't go back to the job that fired you.
No.
So I don't know what the future is of Guardians of the Galaxy 3. It's unfortunate. I was really enjoying those movies, and in the major roles that they played in the last Avengers movie, I really would like to see them again, but I don't know if it's going to happen.
Yeah. If the third movie happens, it'll be the last one. I can't see another one happening after that. All right, a last little bit of news about Avengers 4. We have a leaked photo of one of the characters.
Okay, how spoilery do we want to get? Because
this is going to come out soon anyways. I think it's going to be unavoidable.
Okay, the link that we're putting is pretty spoilery, like in the title. So if you don't want to know, just skip until you hear the music for the next part, because this is the last story. Gwyneth Paltrow pretty much spoiled the big screen debut of Rescue. She shared a photo of herself wearing the costume. She has boob armor, which is annoying. But yeah, she is suited up in armor. I've been hoping that we'd see Rescue.
It's not the iconic colors of the suit, but it could it's on a green screen, so they could do stuff with that.
It's purple and silver.
And isn't the iconic color more reddish, pinkish?
Okay. So originally it was red and gold, but then I believe she does also have purple and silver armor from like Iron Man Armored Adventures. And I think in the comics they changed it.
And this would not be her first time on screen in a suit.
Yes, she did wear the Iron Man armor.
In Iron Man 3.
Yes, and I believe we discussed then that, is this rescue?
Yeah, we got all excited.
Yeah.
And it turned out, no, she was just wearing the Iron Man armor. And here she is wearing the purple and silver armor.
So we have confirmation that she makes it through. Well, no, we don't, because...
No, we do. They discussed before, yeah, Pepperpot lives.
Okay.
After the snap. Like, they're in all the whole, like, oh, who lives? People would ask, like, the Russos who lived.
I forgot. Were they married before Avengers?
No, they were engaged.
All right. Well, a lot of fun news. We'll look forward to more news next week. In the meantime, let's move on into the feedback.
First up, we got something from Mr. Paracletes. He said, I hope one of these bright lights wasn't Asgard.
Yeah, he retweeted a CNET article. NASA has named new constellations after the Incredible Hulk and Godzilla.
I want to know, are they going to name a constellation after Godzuki?
Oh, please no. That thing was horrifying.
It wasn't horrifying. It was just a cute little pet.
It looked like a potato.
It was Hanna-Barbera.
And that theme song was annoying.
Well, it got generations interested in Godzilla, so...
I was already interested in Godzilla.
Not everybody was. Haley, you're too young to remember that, aren't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's for the best. It was a really annoying cartoon.
Okay.
All right, everybody grab your keys. We're going to get into our Mustangs and race this one out. Thanks, everybody, for hanging on in there. We're going to get caught up with live production pretty soon, and we're in the middle of the Punisher. We'll run another poll to see what everybody wants us to cover later. What's the next Netflix series? Is it Jessica Jones?
I believe it's Jessica Jones, yeah.
Yeah, so it would be either Jessica Jones or maybe Cloak and Dagger, or maybe if somebody's interested in a third party, let us know. But I think those are the two big contenders. So stay tuned for that. We'll be letting everybody know.
Thank you to everybody who listens, who sends us feedback. We really love hearing from you. Send us your thoughts on The Punisher. And thank you guys. We love you.
Yeah, thanks to everybody that's listening. Like we said, we would like to know what you would like us to talk about. And we appreciate everyone that contacts us in any way about anything. We love hearing your voices and seeing your words.
Another great way to contact us now this is an announcement on Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D., although not the first announcement on the Gonna Geek Network. The Gonna Geek Network has a Discord server. So if you're a Discord user, you can get on Discord at gonnageek.com/Discord and join our server. And there is a channel specifically there for Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. We've been having some great conversations already. It was just unveiled less than a week ago on the gonnageek.com show. And it has been a success so far, and we look forward to seeing you there. And even if you're not a Discord user, you can become a Discord user. Once again, that is gonnageek.com/Discord. Until next time, I'm Director SP.
I'm Agent Haley.
And I'm Agent Lauren.
Bye. See you guys later, or see you on Discord.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you want to leave us feedback, go to gonnageek.com and you will find all our contact information and other shows. You can also visit legendsofshield.com where you'll find our complete archive of podcasts. The music heard on this podcast is by Kevin MacLeod, found at incompetech.com, and also artists on pond5.com and audiojungle.net. The opinions heard on this podcast are those of the individual hosts and do not represent Stargate Pioneer Productions, Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D, or Gonna Geek. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D is the property of the Disney Corporation, Marvel Studios, and ABC. No infringement is intended. Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D is copyright 2018.